It's not. Yeah, it's just spinning. Wait.
There we go.
All right. I didn't hear the maraca sound though, Rob. What's going on?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay. Turn that shit up, you motherfucker. Okay. Everyone, welcome. It is Masculine Geek. This is number 61, and this is Wednesday. One of the best shows on the internet and the best day of the week, particularly since we're all in a semi-state of lockdown and stir-crazy cabin feverishness. TJ's got his balls, and Rob is mad against the world. And this episode goes out to Aaron Clarey. There you go.
When you can't be a homo, you try to be Aaron instead.
Same thing. Same thing. So welcome everyone in the chat. I see Atham, Red Crusader, Alec. Alec was actually first, so a shout out to Alec. We'll have Alec on the show soon as well.
Hey, Joe's in the chat.
Joe is in the chat. Yes, he is. Welcome, Joe. AC2-RMI, welcome. Greenie's Gains, what's up? Whoever that is.
AC2, is that like an android? Is that like a droid from Star Wars?
It might be. It might be one of the cooler droids, obviously.
Hopefully not one from The Force Awakens or something like that.
The Force Awakens, yeah, right? Shit. That piece of shit. So how's everybody doing?
You asking the chat or you asking us?
I'm asking you guys, you
I'm
fucking
pissed
cocks.
off.
All right, why are you pissed off, Rob?
Well, I got thinking today. I was at
that's a dangerous pastime.
That's dangerous.
I'll tell you what, it is dangerous. So I was at a job, and this particular job is a convalescent home. We'll call it that. It's older people, okay? And I go strolling in to pick up their material. And they wanted to check my temperature and ask me a bunch of questions and have me fill out a bunch of shit, which is fine. I have no problem. But I noticed they had the bins already out in the lobby. Normally, I have to walk around throughout their entire building to get all the material, which it was really nice that they had all of it there. And I know what they were doing. They're trying to protect the people they're caring for. And I get that. And I think it's a wonderful thing. But the more I thought about it, it started pissing me off because I thought, 6 months from now, they're going to go right back to the way it was. That I'll be wandering around through the building and the bug will be dealt with in one way or another. It's, whatever it is. But I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, a month ago, I was wandering around in their building. They claim that, we're caring for our elderly patients. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what's changed other than, yes, we have a pandemic going on. But what has changed? Nothing has changed. It's like for the last 2 years, I have wandered around in their building and it's like I could have a cold, I could have the seasonal flu, and now I'm infecting all of your patients, your residents, whatever you want to call them. So what's changed? Why now? Why weren't you doing this from day one? Why wasn't it that if you care so fucking much for these people, why weren't we bringing the bins and all that out to the lobby from the word go? Why is it that we're doing it now because of this particular bug when these are people that their immune systems are compromised anyway? It's all fucking lip service. That's what it ends up being.
It's kind of scary you say that, Rob, because I think what's going to happen is, people have been comparing this to 9/11. And afterwards, before you could go all the way to the terminal if you weren't a passenger on a plane, like if you didn't have a ticket. You could go and say goodbye to someone and you could go greet them at the terminal as well. Well, now we can't do that. We got to go wave to them as they get into their little concentration camp line, to get into the camp and be searched and groped and all that other nonsense.
Which doesn't stop anything anyway. It's just stripping you of your dignity as well as your shoes.
Right. And my fear is that that's what's going to happen after this, as far as like going into any kind of just doing basic stuff. Like, we got to take your temperature. We got to do all that. We need to know more about you before you do anything. And this goes back to, I think it was Chateau Hartiste Day, who said this best. He said, you can either have a big wall or you can have lots of little walls, right? So you can have a national border that controls who comes in. And once they've been vetted there, then you bring them in or whatever. But because we didn't do that and we don't have that, now we've got people being essentially where you're just walking outside your house, you're going to get the thermometer shoved down your throat. You go get pulled over by the police. Oh, we're going to take your temperature while we're writing you a ticket or something like that, where things that just weren't any, it's like before World War II, or at least, after a certain point, your income tax returns were very basic. How much money do you make? How many dependents do you have? Now you have to basically tell the IRS everything about you, right? And so that's what my fear is, that this is going to be just another intrusive form of government control after it's done, because people have been accustomed to it or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and and that's the other part that pisses me off too. We've got leadership already talking about martial law. And to me, it's like, no. That conversation shouldn't even be having, we shouldn't even be having that conversation. That to me is, at all. Well, that's my thoughts. It doesn't matter unless literally the world is burning. No, we don't have that conversation. It shouldn't even be coming up, let alone this early. That it's like, if voting actually meant something and you could actually accomplish something with it, I would be of the mind that, okay, start taking notes. This guy wants martial law. Okay, don't vote for him. This guy wants martial law. Okay, get him out of office, because all we're seeing is all the little wannabe dictators. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we need to get rid of all those guys, or, not allow them in. But the part that kills me the most is watching the masses. They're the ones begging for it. And it's like, you fuckers want martial law? Are you fucking kidding me? It's like, oh, you want to lose all your rights? Okay, well, you can lose your civil liberties. And then when they go, okay, the crisis is passed, do you want to hand that back to us now? No. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, as long as they have their bread and circuses, they won't care. But
well, and that's it. They just want Big Daddy to fucking hold their hand and wipe their ass for them, which is why
there's certainly enough toilet paper for it.
Well, yeah.
So I think that the takeaway, at least from me, has always been, at least when this kind of stuff goes down, this is why not every guy can do this. You can't do this today, but when things get really bad, you don't want to be in the city. You want to have a place that you can go outside the city, or at least in
one of the rights we're talking about is habeas corpus, and that is due process.
Right.
Okay. You as a citizen of the United States have due process under the law.
So. Yeah, and that goes all the way back to Magna Carta.
Which goes right out the window if martial law is declared.
Yeah. If a soldier, someone who's in charge, decides that, okay, I don't like how you look. I don't like the color of your car. I don't like the color of what you're wearing. I think you're harboring something in your house. They knock on the door, drag you out, do what they want. You have no recourse. None. It even went so far as the Homeland, with Homeland Security, right after 9/11. If a security team decided that, okay, well, we think this house or boat or whatever has drugs, okay, and we bust in, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we made a mistake. Okay, see ya, bye. We made a mistake. We're gonna go now. You have no legal recourse to say, okay, well, the government needs to fix my property. They're like, nope, Homeland Security, doesn't matter. We thought there was an inkling that you were a piece of shit. Doesn't matter. You don't.
All for the greater good.
Yeah, you don't have that legal recourse.
So you want to live in an area. This is just my observation. You want to live in an area where there's just not a lot of law enforcement officers, and they have to pretty much maintain a civil, amicable relationship with the locals, because they know who they are. They know where their kids go to school. They know the guys that, assuming it's a guy, They know the guy's wife. There will be consequences when the sheriff allows stuff to go on or either participates in it. And so you want to, I'm not saying that this stuff can occur if you haven't done this already. I'm not saying like this is going to happen tomorrow, but this is why I moved out to a rural area and why living in a rural area is more sensible, because you're just not the focus of attention. They don't have enough people to go. They're going to focus on clusters. They're going to focus on major urban areas. They're not going to focus on, Joe Schmo out in that's like what's going on now. You had with all the, like Ruby Ridge and Waco guys, like that's not going to happen in a major crisis situation. They just don't have the manpower. That's what they have when they really don't have anything else going on. They're going to go find some guy living in the middle of nowhere. But when things actually come down to the wire, they're going to be focusing on the cities. They're not going to be focusing on the rural areas, because what are they going to do? Like, you're going after like political extremists who don't pose any actual threat to the United States. That's what they do because they're just bored. They have nothing. They don't have an enemy. There's no, communist. Well, they are communists, but
a lot more than people realize.
Yeah, seriously.
TJ and I will be talking about that soon. Don't worry.
Yes.
It's going to be an eye-opener episode. If you want to get in on that, you have to join. And at any level, even the $1 level on our Patreon will get you access to that talk.
Yeah. So, I mean, my recommendation, if you live in the city, is have together a little bug out bag and just you need to decide for yourself when it's right. Decide for yourself if it's right for you. But that moment when you realize you get out now, or it's now or never, and you go and you have a place that you know where you're going to go. You got to think this out. You got to think this stuff out in advance. It amazes me that people don't plan for this kind of stuff. If there was a natural disaster in your city, where would you go? It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Have supplies, have food, have some basic stuff, and get out. Because get
yourself a motorcycle. It's maneuverable.
And people will say, well, it's like, well, you have credit cards now. You don't need. I mean, you can have cash. You should have cash on you.
Nice, Atham. Atham, I sent you a link, you son of a bitch.
Jerk. Atham, look that up.
That is, Drew makes a good point, and that's what we've always stressed with Masculine Geek, is having locally trusted friends.
Right. Yeah, you want to have. It's funny. I was watching
Atham. That's what she said.
That's funny. I'm probably gonna watch Red Dawn later tonight. But one of the things
there's a shocker.
Shocker! Woo! It's so funny that the beginning of the movie, the guy's like, they go into the gas station store back in the day when they had all that stuff there, and they're giving them all the guns, batteries, and sleeping bags. And the one guy goes, "And get all the toilet paper. I ain't gonna use no leaves." It's like we should have listened to him. We should have been like, Red Dawn is an instruction manual about how to survive, right? Grab the toilet paper and then buy a bunch of stuff like Coca-Cola, which they did. I'm like, out of all the stuff to grab, you grabbed Coca-Cola? Like, they got this small little pickup truck. they're putting like a huge crate of Coca-Cola. It's like, how about you put I don't know, more batteries, some gasoline, something valuable instead of a bunch of fructose corn syrup.
Yeah. And I'll reiterate, the whole thing with the toilet paper was there was several paper production companies in China that were down, and people over here were sending and selling toilet paper back to China, and other people noticed that this was happening and got frantic, and they started buying toilet paper. It has nothing to do with wiping your ass. It has everything to do with being paranoid and retarded. That's right, I said retarded. Fuck you, YouTube. Drew.
Hey, Drew.
How's your toilet paper stores? I saw your new you lifting the toilet paper weights is fucking hysterical.
TPPT.
TP for my bunghole.
Or if you run out of TP, you can use Pavel's books. That's all they're good for anyways.
There you go. That's right. So funny.
No, our stocks are We're set, actually. We got
Good.
TP, food, ammunition, plenty of entertainment. We're all set to go.
Nice.
Although something, and we're talking about the stuff, so we're going to talk about the stuff. But I would caution people, if you are prepared, expect that most of your neighbors will not be. And also be very careful talking to coworkers, talking to people at random about what you have. You know, if you're on the internet and you're somewhat anonymous or people don't know exactly where you are, nobody's going to come from the next state over to loot you. But if you've got people locally who know that you've got stuff, if they're not prepared, they are going to come for yours, and you're going to end up having to kill a whole lot of your neighbors, which is going to start to smell badly.
Well, thank God we have those masks. So
yes. Also, you're going to want to have firearms that use calibers that are common with your local police and military, so that when they start to get killed, or if you should have to discipline them for treason, that you will have additional ammo that you can use.
That makes sense. I don't think it's going to come to that, but that's good to know.
I hope not.
All right. That would not be good.
Right now, honestly, I think that we're going to have this whole situation resolved in a few months.
Well, I think there was rumor in the media that Trump was going to end all this by Easter, which is a great, I mean, timing wise, that's just, you can't get better marketing than that.
Yeah. I hope so. I would love for that to be the case. But it might take maybe midsummer. And again, I'm not an expert on any of this stuff, and I'm hearing a million conflicting opinions, but around July, late June, July seems like where a lot of them are saying. But yeah, honestly, you know, people are still going to work. People are still producing food. The trucks are still moving.
Oh yeah, I can attest to that one.
We're going to run out. Plus, consider most of the people that are making the food are nowhere near where this is going on. They're kind of all in the flyover states. So yeah, I don't think that we're going to be in any kind of apocalyptic situation where we're going to have to start eating, you know, our dogs or our neighbors or any of that.
That's
stuff.
not going to happen.
No. The food's going to keep coming.
It's just the hoarders are fucking retards. That's right, YouTube. I said retard.
Yeah. That describes it.
That's right. What are you eating over there, TJ?
Well, I'm eating, it's some sort of European cereal.
European cereal? What does that mean?
I don't even know what it's called. It's some sort of like...
You're eating something you don't even know what it's called? That's dangerous.
It's called bat soup.
Yeah, seriously.
Bat soup. He's sitting
motherfucker.
You better speak louder, you fucking dickhead. What did you say? I can't. Are you talking right now?
Nobody cared who he was till he put on the mask.
That's man, that's horrible.
Is that a pink mask?
The safety doc is here.
Pink filters, anyway.
Save us, safety doc. Save us.
Well, that's the color of the filters, man. Nothing I can do about it.
That's true.
Is that printed or is that bought?
No, it's bought. Just a particle filter.
Nice.
There's a company that makes an antimicrobial filament for 3D printing, and it's used for biomedical stuff. Like if you're printing, you know, braces and prosthetics and that sort of thing. They're completely out of it now, though. There's a Copper 3D is the company, and they actually have plans on their website for masks, although they're going through a process of, you know, it's being crowdsourced, so to speak, where people are iterating on the design and they're going to upload a new, but the filament is unavailable. But that might be an option for people if this doesn't flatten or whatever, and it ends up spreading badly enough.
Do they share their plans?
Yeah, you can download the plans. They're going to be uploading, as it's in an STL file, they're going to be uploading updated versions of the plan soon. But it's a flat mask, but you heat it. It goes over the face, and then basically there's some parts underneath that fold. You glue to the shape. There's some other things that have to be done with it. It's just, you don't print it and then put it on. There's some other things that you need to do. But it has a spot on the side where you can unscrew, and then there's an intermediate piece. So you put a filter in there, or you can even use those round cotton makeup removal pads and put in there. The antimicrobial properties in the mask itself are what, in the filament that's used, are what makes it effective, not the specific filter. The filter is just there to force the air to go around through and come in contact with the material that it's printed with. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but the company that makes it is called Copper 3D. I think it's just copper3d.com. We actually got, I don't know if you can see in the corner, but we got a 3D printer specifically to be able to, well, partially for these, but also for minis for D&D and for 3D printing lowers for ARs and Glocks and Tech 9s and things like that.
I have two 3D printers here at home.
Nice.
Look up Control CTRL Pew, P-E-W.
Check.
Pew.
Oh, okay.
Pew.
Nice.
Yeah, the 3D printing is going to make all attempts at gun control obsolete. And I know some people are going to say, well, what about the barrels and all this stuff? You can't 3D print a barrel that's going to withstand the pressures. They're also releasing all sorts of tutorials on not 3D printing the barrels, but ways that you can easily produce, well, not easily, but ways that you can produce the barrels at home and even rifle them. So it's only a matter of time. There's already people that are working on ways to make your own ammunition at home that is going to be practical. The primers are going to be the difficult part, but it's only a matter of time before anybody anywhere, as long as they have the raw materials and a printer and even just some basic hand tools, will be able to make their own fully functional firearms beyond the simple pipe shotguns that anybody can make with stuff at Home Depot.
Hmm.
Do you think the government is going to go after the 3D printers?
They can't.
What if they ban them?
It is an emerging industry that has so many applications that right now, if they tried to, it would cause too many problems. Also, the files themselves, and there's some idiot politicians, I can't remember which ones. Obviously, that doesn't
all of them.
Most, yeah, almost all of them, except for Vermin Supreme. He's the only sane one. But they're trying to regulate it, but they can't, because technically it's speech. So you cannot say that somebody can't create and upload the directions or the files for how to print these things. So even
let's put it this way, and Matt W says 3D printing can't be controlled. It's true. It can be controlled on the surface, but as far as like anyone going rogue, no, it can't.
Yeah. Well, consider this, because something else that comes up is, what if you end up having to use it? You're going to get caught then. Well, no shit. Here's the thing. If you have to use a firearm, it's because your life is in danger, or somebody that you are responsible for is in danger. They could die. The only justification for lethal force is to protect yourself against severe bodily harm or death. So what would you choose? Dying versus dealing with whatever legal consequences? And here's the thing, too. If you do have to use a printed firearm or another DIY lethal weapon in self-defense, you have proved its usefulness and proved that you were in the right in doing it to begin with, because if you hadn't taken that action, you would be dead. So it actually makes either way, you don't want to die. That was the worst possibility. And you prove the case if you have to. So I'm mostly buying guns. I don't have to 3D print guns, but I think it would be a very useful skill
Mhm.
I just think it's going to be fun to do.
This is also the advantage of living in a rural area. You know, you use the gun, sheriff shows up, you explain the situation, he understands. Even if it's against state law, the sheriff gets to decide whether or not to enforce it. So if you've got a sheriff in your county who doesn't like the gun laws of the state, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they pass in the state. You can live in a county where it's just like, yeah, and it may not. It's the smart sheriffs will do it quietly. They're just like, we're not going to put out a press release. We're not going to say anything, but we're just not going to enforce these laws. So that way the state legislature, the state governor, or whoever's in like, well, we're going to revoke your funding. We're going to investigate and audit your sheriff's department. We're going to, find out what you did wrong so we can kick you out or have you arrested or whatever. Yeah, seriously. Don't tell the state when you're going to defy it, right? Just go do it and don't tell them about it.
Yeah. Gotta defend your stuff. Gotta keep your toilet paper cache safe. It's ridiculous. It's nuts that people are going so crazy over toilet paper too. Why did they think?
Well, it was the media that pushed that too, and just following their neighbor, just being sheep. Basically,
I think it's also the fact that people haven't, like, they really don't have much of a supply of anything at their house. They just don't. They shop. They live day to day. They live with the assumption that there will be supplies for them to buy the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do not believe that this situation is going to significantly impact anything on the supply side or any necessities on the supply side. People are just buying ridiculous. And I think that they're going to figure that out after a couple of weeks of going to the grocery store and noticing that other than the toilet paper, pretty much everything else is there. But what you said is absolutely correct in that if there were a more serious problem, not that this isn't serious, but if we had something that damaged the infrastructure badly, that interfered with shipping, if the truckers stopped everything, the truckers,
planes and
are
trucks,
like the circulatory system of the country. If they are not running, then food and necessary materials are not moving around, and eventually everything stops functioning. And anybody who doesn't have a garden, anybody who doesn't have land to hunt, and even if you do, anybody who hunts knows that there's no guarantees. But anybody that is not prepared, doesn't have at least 2-3 months of food, and doesn't know how to ration when they have to, is going to be in deep shit. Also, water.
Oh yeah, one of the biggest commodity. Well, there's two big commodities when it comes down to these kind of things. Is number one, keeping your fucking head on, all right, and not losing your fucking shit, taking care of your shit. And number two is being personal.
Speaking of toilet paper,
speaking of fucking toilet paper, but not going nuts, not losing your mind, and being, I know it's an overused word, but stoic, but just taking these things as they come, being prepared, and saying, okay, well, I have to handle this next. I have to handle that next, and not losing your fucking shit, not going on social media bragging about it. Just do your shit, stay under the radar. Take care of your fucking shit. That's fundamental in all this. So all the food and all the ammo doesn't fucking matter. If you're like a loose fucking cannon, you're running around like a fucking retard, you're done. You're completely done.
Yeah, and the other thing is you gotta like imagine what would you do in a situation, a certain scenario, because
you have to run those scenarios through in your head. Yeah,
you got to be mentally prepared, because what most people do, and they do to this day, and they do it constantly, is they deny reality. When something bad is happening, they just push it off, and it's not like a natural disaster or a virus, but they just say, I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen.
Whoa, hang on a second. Atham, what the fuck are you smoking? That's an awesome pipe. You could kill somebody with that. I love it. What is that?
Just a trusty corn cup.
Okay, that's what.
Are you gonna go invade the Philippines?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's named after him, actually.
Jesus, that's like as big as your fucking head. I love it.
That's what she said.
That wow. There you go. Shopping spree tards. It's amazing. I stopped at Whole Foods tonight to pick up some
Whole paycheck
tonic
food.
That's right. Tonic water for my new aviation gin. And still you have all the meat is gone. All the fit. Nobody wants to buy fish, fresh fish. So I bought some of that. So
Fresh fish.
Fresh fish. All the frozen pizzas, all the frozen foods are all gone. The canned soups all gone. Now the fresh food still there.
It's still going to be coming in.
Yeah, still there. It's amazing.
Yeah, stores are pretty stuck for the most part here in Nevada and Northern California. Yeah, the only stuff you can find is obviously a TP and maybe X.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my hope is that after all this is over, we can have really important conversations about the importance of road infrastructure, about trucking, about industry, about the people who actually are essential parts of our economy, that there was really no context for it that was quite as visceral as what's going on right now. So if I'm a trucker or I'm an advocate for trucking, all I got to say is you do this and we have another coronavirus where you guys aren't getting any supplies in, right?
Well, they lifted regulations on trucking too, which makes you wonder, why did we need those regulations to begin with? And the best thing I think the government could do in a situation like this, and all of this, the bills that they're trying to pass, the aid bills, and all the pork that's being added to it, the best thing that they can do is not pass more laws, but get rid of any laws, any regulations that get in the way of people helping each other, including all the regulations on trucking. And they did repeal a bunch of those, I think specific ones with regards to the hours that they can work. But it's...
You create a whole bunch of... what you do is you create a few big rules. And if those rules are followed, you don't need to have a trillion other little tiny ones. But the problem is that they don't want to do that. So we have 70,000 pages of federal regulation.
Is because favors are profitable.
Shit.
If they can sell favors in the form of riders on other bills, they can get very rich. If these things were repealed, if we made it, it should be incredibly hard to get any kind of new laws passed. And there should be even more restrictions.
Expiration dates too. Sunset clauses for
on every single one. Every single one. It is absolutely nuts, the amount of laws. And I heard earlier that this bill that they're trying to put through now, after all of the crap, all of the provisions that people are trying to add to it, it was something like 1,000 pages. Nobody.
Guys, this is just this is my humble take on the situation in one angle. There's so much dysfunction at a federal level. There's so little agreement on anything that it's like watching a bunch of people who are feuding on a sinking boat rather than actually trying to either repair the boat or get on a lifeboat or whatever.
They're arguing over who's going to be the captain.
Right. They're arguing over who's going to be the captain of a sinking ship because they'd rather sink as captain than get on a lifeboat or actually fix the ship. So we're going to see just the dysfunction continue. We're not going to have a consensus. This isn't going to be World War II where everybody's going to get along and come together and all that kind of stuff. My only fear is that it's going to be a painfully drawn out process. It's going to be like, let's say you've got a relative. He's 85 years old, 86, 87. He's still mentally there, and he suddenly dies of a heart attack, right? Really distressing. Obviously, you mourn his loss, but he went quickly, and you still remembered him on kind of good terms. Like you remember the good times. Instead of, say, a relative where they live to be 105, and it's a painfully drawn out process of degradation where they lose their hearing, they lose their sight, they lose their memory, they lose their cognizance, they revert back to
Stir
a
their
child.
coffee with a chopsticks.
They have to wear diapers. Like they can't do it. It's degrading.
Well, Rob
to
wears
you
those
to
now.
watch.
He's got one. He's just pissing right away.
What am I pissing away?
I said
You
you're
don't
wearing
have
the
to
you're wearing that diaper now. You're like, fuck it, I'm not getting up to piss. I don't want to miss Masculine Geek. I'm gonna wear the
Yeah,
diaper.
and so I mean, it's like
do that
the
for
United.
D&D.
I want the United States to have a heart attack, not like die. After it's hooked up to all these different machines at 105.
Fuck.
And all this other stuff.
That's
Like,
where we are. Are you guys familiar with the collapsitarian movement?
Yeah.
I've heard that term. Yes.
They basically don't believe that this can be fixed, that the solution is to let it all just fall apart, fight it out, and
Start over.
reestablish.
Yeah.
Right, yes, exactly.
Let
Start
it
over.
Start over.
Let it burn, baby.
Yep. As Rob would say, let it burn.
1770s.
well, wouldn't call myself a collapsitarian in the sense that I don't want everything to collapse. I just want it to where, it's like you imagine you've got a house and it's so dilapidated that you want to live in a house on that property, but you know that house isn't it. And everyone's trying to patch it up and they're trying to deal with all the, like, it's got rats in it. It's got, bugs. It's infested. It's dirty. It's got bad memories in there of crimes, whatever. And you're like, you know what? We're going to just demolish the house and we're going to build a new one on the land, right? Or something like that. That's kind of where I'm at, where I'm not about it collapsing. It's about being able to having the opportunity to build something new. As long as this is going on, we're never going to be able to build something new.
This morose motherfucker,
What
right?
in the name of God is that?
What's up, John?
It's me. It's
I see some movies.
Clark Griswold.
Clark Griswold. Is this the coronavirus vacation?
Dude, I know it's.
I'm kind of creeped out right now.
I know it's a meme right now.
I'm aroused.
You're kind of a weird guy, John.
Lampoon's Family Isolation.
That's right.
Dude, it's funny because everybody's calling it quarantine, but this is how I've been living my life for the past 6 months.
I know, right? Shit.
Just stay at home, make my YouTube videos, do my coaching at home.
And John, you're coming in low. Turn up your mic gain.
Oh, I'm using AirPods.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Get closer to your mic.
They're built into my head.
Put it right in your mouth. Put it in your mouth.
You guys sound better there?
No, not really.
Do we not want to have the lights turned on because we'll see the three other men in the bed?
We'll
with
see.
you?
We'll see his nipples. Oh, there's nipples. Nipples. Ah. Is that a fucking sleep mask?
Those go on your boobies, man.
There you go. That's good as a blind. That's good as a blindfold for your bondage sessions.
Look at
Shark.
that.
That's awesome.
Sharky!
Does he have a name?
Sharky.
I love it.
They see the guys. They know who this is for. This is not for me.
No, of course not.
I got this one, and I got.
You're kind of a weird guy, John.
Is that a big bear?
John.
That is John's. When he's done, he holds that in a fetal position.
Tell him, the comment section called me a loser again today.
That's his crying Care Bear.
Well, Miss MLB, she wanted this from IKEA.
Yes, that man is indeed over 30. You are seeing over 30-year-old nipple there, chest.
God.
Drew is
Been
appalled.
on this fucking endless weight loss journey, man. Jesus Christ, it's hard to lose weight.
I know you're constantly getting busted on by Jack Napier too.
I know. I
That
know.
son of a
Well,
bitch.
it deserves it. It's deserved, I mean, I guess like all I need to do is it's just I am losing weight, but it's like it's the situation where the scale isn't moving, but your body's restructuring, and
Yeah.
so like that kind of pisses you off. So I don't know.
It comes and starts and stops. It's never linear. And it also, the leaner you get, the slower it comes off. So expect that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
But it doesn't happen that fast. Even when it does happen as fast as is realistic, it doesn't seem like it, especially if you're watching the scale on a daily basis.
Yeah, it is a daily basis, and it's like I go in anywhere between 87 to 88 kilos now for pretty much a month.
88 miles per hour.
All right, guys. See you later.
Leave TJ alone.
Yeah. So yeah, Drew. You know how it is. I'm just dealing with the fucking, the ups and downs of the weight thing.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Dieting's no fun. It's well, it depends. It is not hard to get your body fat down to average level. Most people, if they eat reasonably well, should have a flat stomach. Good rule of thumb is your waist measurement should be less than half of your height. And you should not be able to pull away more than just a little bit of fat on your abdomen. Ideally, the skin should be relatively thin where you get a pretty small pinch. But the leaner you get, the harder it is. The difficulty increases significantly. And part of it is because there's a limit to the rate that your body can get energy from your fat stores. But also, your hormones start working against you as your body fat gets lower, reducing your metabolic rate and increasing your appetite. And
Get your fucking hand away from there, John.
What are you doing? Where's that hand? What the fuck? That's
I'm
scratching
touching
your
my
nuts.
stomach. I'm yes, I'm like touching here.
This is the masculine geek show, not the masculine gay show.
Oh my God.
That's
Where's the stop cam function?
But like, so Drew, under here, it's fucking solid as a rock. That's the thing. It's not like all fat. It's just like there's like solid abdomen and then like this fat like resting above it. It's annoying.
Unfortunately, for a lot of people, that's going to be, or men, that's going to be the last place it goes.
I know.
Easiest way to think of it is it's like a swimming pool. If you're going to pour water into a swimming pool, the water accumulates in the deep end first. And as more and more water accumulates, the shallow ends start to fill up. Almost never, you'll see a lot of people that have a little bit of fat on their belly, or women that have the fat on their butt and their thighs. But you don't see a lot of people with chubby fingers or hands that are fat. Your hands are typically one of the last places that you start to get fat. If a person has big sausage fingers, then they're fat everywhere. You can sometimes see skinny people with bellies, but you never see skinny people that have big chubby hands.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you're losing fat, it goes in the other direction. The last, like emptying a pool, when you empty the water out of the pool, the deep end is the last to empty out. Your abs are going to be the last thing that shows up clearly. Or again,
I know.
for some women, it's the hips and thighs. It varies a little bit between individuals, but there are patterns that are typical. It just takes time. It's a pain in the ass. There's also visceral versus subcutaneous fat, and that depends on what you're eating. It depends on stress and sleep and other things. But really, all you can do is just continue to decrease body fat, and eventually it will go.
Yeah, that's what I've just been doing every day. Even if the days I don't feel like it, I'll just go to the gym. Even on the ones that I'm just feeling like a sluggard, I'll go and I'll do an hour on the elliptical. And even if I just feel like
waste of time for fat loss.
No, but I'm just saying, just to burn some calories, just to keep
Burns like that many.
How many calories does an hour burn?
It depends on how much muscle mass you've got and how hard you're working. But couple things. Unless you're going extremely hard, you're not going to burn enough to make a significant difference. And if you are going extremely hard, you're only going to be able to do it for max maybe about 20, 30 minutes. Also, most people assume that the calorie expenditure increases proportional to activity, but it doesn't. Beyond a few hours, the calories burned levels off, so that once you do more than a certain amount, it makes almost no difference at all. It's almost not even worth doing for that reason. You shouldn't be inactive. There's other reasons to be up and moving around, but there's nothing that burns enough calories that's worth doing just for the purpose of burning calories. The fat loss is almost entirely a matter of the diet side. Exercising, the most important role of an exercise program in improving body composition isn't burning calories. Burning calories is so far down the list of reasons to exercise that it is if it's not last, it is close to it if we were to list everything that we could possibly think of. It shouldn't even, the idea that somebody should even exercise or do anything just for the sake of expending energy it's incredibly inefficient. It's a waste of time. When you are on a hypocaloric diet, when you're consuming fewer calories than what you're burning, which is the most important factor for losing fat, you have to make sure that you are sending a message to your body that it needs to keep or even increase your muscle mass. That is what that's what exercise is for when you're trying to lose fat. It's not for burning calories. It's for making sure that your body only takes energy from your fat stores and not your muscle mass. It's going to take energy from muscle glycogen stores, but you don't want the actual muscle protein being used for that. And even for that, the most that you would need to strength train, maybe twice a week. If you're doing any more than that, for most people, going from 2 to 3 times a week barely makes any difference at all. And some people actually do better with 2 times a week than 3 times a week because they require more time to recover and adapt in between. But on average, though, there's no significant difference, no reason to do more than twice a week if you are working the whole body workout and doing so very intensely. And even that only needs to be about 20, 30 minutes. You could literally, no exaggeration, get ripped, not lean, not abs out, but ripped to where you can actually see these striations in the muscles without wasting a minute doing any kind of steady state activity. As long as you've got your diet dialed in and as long as you are strength training intensely, even if it's just once or twice a week, if you're doing it right. I wouldn't wait. Here's the thing. If you like doing something, if you like going hiking, you like going for runs, cycling, stuff like that, and you get enjoyment out of it, it's worth doing for that reason. But if the only reason that you're doing something is to burn calories, it's a complete waste of time. And it pisses me off every time that I see gyms advertising, oh, you come in our class, you burn this many calories. 1, because it's usually bullshit. 2, it's because they're promoting this way of thinking that is completely wrong. And we've known this for decades, but money in that nonsense. Most people don't know that.
So you're telling me, because right now I want to lose about 10 pounds of fat. And you're telling me if I say, okay, every day I'm going to wake up, I'm going to do the elliptical for 30 minutes, and I'm going to lift weights for 30 minutes, and I'm going to eat 1,700 calories. And it's going to be 2 chicken breasts, 2 protein shakes, and a salad. Is that going to work or is that not going to work?
If you cut the elliptical out, it would work better. Why? The elliptical doesn't even add to it. It actually detracts from it if you're on that low calories. And I'm not going to get into all the specifics with the diet and the particular food choices and things now, but so consider that since about actually 93, 94, this has been my job, either directly training people or now, coaching up them on doing this. If I thought that any of this would help at all,
gentlemen. I mean, we're still live on Periscope, and that's fine. We lost the live stream, and I just got a email from YouTube for whatever reason, we've removed your content because we think it violates our community guidelines.
Wait, removed?
Yeah, they removed the live stream from YouTube.
Yeah, it freaking disappeared. I was listening to the.
It's fucking gone. I mean, we're still streaming to Periscope, which is why we have one viewer.
George Bruno.
Because of the.
Wait. Is it because of my nipples? Is nipples bad for men?
Well, good point.
Is it because of the R word? Is it because we're talking about sedition and collapse and all that stuff?
I don't know. Here's the deal. I do know that YouTube is relying more on their bots and their algorithms to delete things because they don't have human people to review things.
They may have picked this nipple up as a woman.
Yeah,
so apparently,
maybe the bot picked up your boobies and thought you were a woman.
I was jiggling them like a woman.
I wonder if it was
all of the other stuff is still there. The channel is still there.
Oh, our channel's there. I'm just saying our stream is not.
Yeah, it's toast.
So I could probably whatever we have. I could download what we have later from StreamYard.
Yeah.
And then upload.
Saves all of it, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'll upload it back, and YouTube can suck a large dick. I seriously wish we had another. I mean, I do wish.
Don't keep this in there. Drew Bay, how long to lose this?
How long to? Honestly, you could. It depends on. If you mean getting down to the point where the stomach is relatively flat, you could probably do that in about 2 months. I recommend that people take their time with it. You don't want to rush fat loss because if you try to rush the fat loss, you're going to end up losing muscle mass too. And you're better off taking a little bit longer, keeping your muscle than sacrificing muscle and have to build it back. But realistically, 2 months if you're strict with it. And then ripped in probably 4
every day.
If you're strict with it, huh?
Eating the same food every day?
No. You don't have to.
Oh yeah, Boris just says YouTube remove your show. John broke terms of service not having a shirt on.
What do you mean?
That's weird because you've been on our show before without a shirt.
Really? That was the reason?
Wait, was that an official document or something?
That's insane. Did they say that?
Probably not.
Wait, was that an official document or some guy just said that?
That was just
well, if you share the screen that I just put up, that's what I'm seeing.
All right, hang on. Discard. I'll tweet out later. All right.
I want to be shirtless.
That's what's up for our show right now.
It says the video has been removed for violating YouTube's terms of service. What the fuck?
That happened to Donovan Sharp today too.
Ooh, interesting.
It depends on what thing. See here, I'm telling you, YouTube is picking. Like, well, first of all, back months ago, YouTube had stopped people from saying the word retard.
That's retarded.
No, exactly that is retarded. I said that earlier in the show. Now, chances are the bots, the programs they have running, pick that up. Between that and John showing off his
Buddha
nipples,
belly.
Buddha.
It looks worse when I'm sitting down because it's all right here.
Well, yeah, it always. Here's the thing: if you take somebody in relatively lean condition,
it's not like
even if you sit the wrong way, you're going to look bad. So yeah.
So, are we gonna go back online or what?
We're still online. We're still broadcasting live.
We're still live, Atham.
We're still recording.
We're just on Periscope.
People.
We're on Periscope right
Yeah, look it up, Atham.
Then cheers.
That's nuts. And you know what? Here's the thing with the word, you can't. It's eventually we're going to get to the point where if you can't say anything because somebody might be offended, you're not going to be able to say anything at all.
Well, that's the point.
We are not broadcasting this into people's homes on a screen that they cannot turn off and are required to watch. This isn't Big Brother. If they don't like it, if somebody finds it offensive, all they have to do is click away.
Right. Just like change the fucking channel in your house.
There
You
should
don't have
be
to watch it.
there should be no censorship of social platforms because any individual is fully capable of clicking away or muting or blocking content that they personally don't want to see. Nobody should be able to make that choice for anybody else. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
Pretty much. I'll upload it later.
Censor out my nudity, obviously.
I never. I'll put I'll put little stars there.
Stars.
Yeah, we get the free. Here we go. Free speech, more important than your feelings.
There you go. So everyone, let me.
Are we done? We're ending.
No, we're still going. We're still live on Periscope.
So Drew, what's my plan? What are we doing here?
What? Are you talking to Drew?
I spend literally probably about 2 to 3 hours going over the details of this stuff with new clients. We're not going to be able to cover it in a show.
Right.
Here's the thing. In a
how much do
nutshell,
I got to pay you? How much do I got to pay you to get this sorted?
How much do I pay you? I pay you big dollar.
I pay a big dollar.
Donald Trump don't
you,
trust China. China is asshole.
But in a nutshell, you need to strength train very intensely, hit the whole body at least twice a week, or upper lower 3 times a week, whatever is convenient for you. You need to eat less calories, but need to make sure you're still consuming enough protein. Mostly animal foods, also some plants. Meat, fish, eggs, poultry, lots of vegetables, moderate amounts of fruits, nuts, dairy, and cut all the refined sugars and grains, very little or no heavily processed seed and vegetable oils. Basically, if your great-great-grandparents wouldn't have recognized it as food, you probably shouldn't eat it.
So I guess I got to stop eating Reese's Puff cereal for breakfast.
Yeah. The cereals in general are crap. Now, you shouldn't exercise daily. You should strength train very hard, but very briefly. Again, at the most 2 to 3 times a week. But you should move around a little bit during the day, not because it makes a significant impact on fat loss, but because there are other benefits to that in terms of the circulatory system and the joints, and lymph movement and some other things too. But from a fat loss standpoint, eat better, strength train.
What about going to do the elliptical on those days off?
I mean, you can, but it's a waste of time. It's
What's
not
the
going to
one I
really
do
do
instead?
anything.
Run?
No.
Is it at least good for cardiovascular, conditioning or whatever?
Yeah, but if you strength train properly, you already have that.
Okay. Yeah, that's my argument. Yeah.
So if you strength train, consider this: what is your heart's job? The job of the circulatory system is just to move blood around to supply the other tissues with energy and, well, basically oxygen and nutrients, to move hormones and other things, but mainly to move oxygen and nutrients around, and then to move waste products away from the working tissues. In the case of the muscles, if you do a barbell squat with your thighs, or if you go for a run or get on the elliptical, your heart has no idea what you're doing with your muscles. Your heart only knows metabolic demand, which is determined by how much muscle mass is working and how hard it's working. If you work the muscles hard enough, regardless of what specific activity is being done, you're placing a demand on the cardiovascular system. But when you work your muscles in strength training, as opposed to going for a run or using the elliptical machine or doing other steady state activities, the stronger muscular contraction drives more venous blood back to the heart, assuming that you're also breathing correctly and you're not holding your breath and grunting and doing all that dumb shit. The stronger the muscle contracts, the more venous blood returns to the heart, the more filling in the ventricles. The more blood that fills it up, the more of the stretch, the stronger the contraction, the more blood is forced out into the aorta. You have higher stroke volume. When that blood goes into the aorta, there's 2 branches, or the 2 holes off of that lead to the cardiac arteries that serve the heart itself. So more blood, the higher the stroke volume, the more blood is getting into cardiac circulation, the blood that's going to the heart. You have more cardiac perfusion. So you're working the heart harder, but it's also getting more blood at the same time. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. When most people think of cardiovascular conditioning, they're focused on heart rate. But heart rate is only half of cardiac output. Your cardiac output, how much blood your heart is pumping per minute, is the heart rate times the stroke volume. If you increase the stroke volume instead of the heart rate, you're still pushing the same. Let's say we got 3. If the heart rate is 3 and the stroke volume is 4, it's 12. But if we switch that and had if the heart rate is 4 and the stroke volume is 3 of 12. If we switched it and then the heart rate is only 3, or maybe the heart rate's only 2, but the stroke volume is 4 or 6, we still have the same cardiac output. But with the greater stroke volume, you have greater cardiac perfusion. You've got more blood, more oxygen getting to the heart itself while it is pumping. So it is getting nourished more. It's at less risk. You're better off focusing on increasing stroke volume than heart rate if you're trying to get at the heart. The only way to effectively do that is with strength training, because the stronger contractions increase or they improve venous return. Again, assuming that you're not doing dumb shit like holding your breath while you're doing the exercises, which people are constantly doing. If you hold your breath, it interferes with all of that. The increase in pressure in the thorax and abdomen from holding your breath interferes with the venous return and limits how much the heart can expand and fill if you're forcefully holding the breath. Anyways, you don't need traditional endurance activities for cardiovascular conditioning. They're not even the best way to do it. The only thing you need those activities for is if you are practicing the specific skills of those activities, and if you need to learn the correct pacing for the particular distance or duration that you're going to compete in. But you don't need them for general improvements in cardiovascular fitness, cardiovascular health, and they're not even the best way to go about it.
Right, bro.
So yeah, I don't.
What about people who say you shouldn't do martial arts when you're also weight training because it's not going to help you build the body you want? It's going to
those people are absolute fucking idiots. Strength training is one of the best things that you can do for martial arts. Strength benefits you in every single activity that you perform. Now, with the martial arts, it's more skill than strength, but that doesn't mean that you don't benefit from being stronger. Also, as you increase your muscular strength, if you're doing it correctly, you're increasing tendon strength. Indirectly, you're going to increase bone density and ligament strength, which makes you more resistant to injury. Here's the thing. If you imagine a graph, and along the bottom, we have physical demands. Very little physical demands, very high physical demands. And then on the vertical, we have skill. On the bottom, very low skill requirement. On the top, a very high skill requirement. Any athletic activity or challenging, physical activity goes somewhere on that graph. Walking, very low demand physically and very low skill demand would be in the bottom left corner. But if you have something like a martial art, jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it can be very physically demanding and very technically demanding, high skill. It would be up in, or gymnastics is probably one of the best examples. Gymnastics would be way up in the upper right corner. The more the skill, if you have anything, now let's say we divide this. If something is on the diagonal from the bottom left to the top right, it's pretty equal in skill and conditioning demands. In that case, you look at the individual and see where they're lacking, and that is what gets emphasized in their personal programming. But if you are in the upper left half of the diagram, then the skill demands are higher than the conditioning demands, and you should design your program with the priority on the skill practice and then program your workouts around that. But if the activity is very low skill but high physical demand, down in the lower right half, you start by programming the physical conditioning, and then you design the skill, or you schedule the skill practice around that so it doesn't interfere with that. And the exact way that you would do it would depend on where people fall in this graph. But for martial arts, obviously there's a huge variety in styles of martial arts, and there's also a variety of reasons that some people get into it purely for self-defense, others for sport. Some people do it because they think it's a good way to get in shape. It's far from ideal, but it will have some conditioning effect. Others might do it purely to study and learn a art form. Depending on why you're doing it, you might fall in a different place on that graph as well. So there's no reason that anybody should not strength train. But to say that somebody shouldn't while they're on martial arts because it's going to interfere with their skills or it's going to harm their performance some way, it's just nonsense. Or, there's no reason not to. There's also no reason not to do martial arts while strength training, as long as you are balancing the activities against each other so that the total volume of work done within any particular week is not more than your body is capable of handling.
How about your clients did this? How do you solve the clients who have poor discipline with eating?
They have poor discipline with eating?
Yeah. How do you fix those guys?
Well, it depends on why they're having the problems. Different people have different reasons that they might have difficulty with the eating. That's something that takes a bit of conversation with any particular individual to find out, what are they eating? Why are they eating it? What are their triggers for eating it? And sometimes there's a whole lot of issues that are beyond. In fact, some people's eating, they require a psychiatrist to deal with some of the issues. So it really depends on the individual. In that case, if somebody's got some real issues and they've got some serious eating problems, then I would tell them that they would be better off initially talking with a psychiatrist and getting whatever that is sorted out than talking with me. But it's not the answer to almost every question about this stuff is it depends. There's no single. There are principles that are universal. The principles apply equally to every single person. They are exactly the same for all of us. But the best application of the principles varies tremendously between individuals because of differences in genetics, differences in their circumstances, such as the equipment available to them, what is practical for them in terms of a workout schedule or other activity schedule, what the demands are of their job, things like that. There's so many different things that vary between individuals so that the best application of the principles I use the same principles to train an 80-year-old, 80-year-old osteoporotic man with bad hips and knees and stenosis and scoliosis that I would with a 20-something college football player. Obviously, their workouts would look very different and their diets would look very different, but the principles are identical. So when somebody asks the questions, the answer is always, it depends. And then a whole lot more information is required to be able to determine the best application of those principles for that particular individual and their goals. But there's no, because I know a lot of people ask me, well, how many reps should I do? Well, it depends. It depends. There's no one answer that I can just give to everybody and say, well, this is the right. Even when I do give answers that are relatively, sound like laws, this is what you do. It's a starting point that has to be adjusted based on the individual. And a lot of it works well for a lot of people, but you're not an average. You're an individual, and you may fall on a different point on that bell curve than somebody else for a lot of different traits. So in fact, I'm going to tell you this right now. Anybody who just gives a very simple answer to any question like this and says, this is how it is for everybody always, doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Or they've worked with so few people that they have no real appreciation for how much this varies between individuals.
Yeah, I definitely realize that. There is definitely a variance there. It's tough because I live across the street from a Domino's Pizza, and so sometimes I just go over there and I eat a personal pan pizza all by myself.
When I was in high school, we had a Domino's that was down the block from a friend of mine's house.
Real quick, hang on. Hold that story, Drew. All right, we have Mr. Aaron Clarey is waiting in the wings. Who wants to take one for the team and dump out?
I've got to get running. I've got a bunch of things that I'm going 24/7 trying to keep up with all of my. I'm actually busier now with this stuff going on than I was before.
All right.
It's been nuts, but I will see you guys soon. I'll see you on the 1st for D&D.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Turtle, shiny and chrome.
All right, later.
Take care, Drew.
Take it easy.
All right, Drew. See you soon. Look at this homo.
It smells like gay.
Apparently, you cannot say the word retard because that will get you kicked off of YouTube.
You can also not show boobs. You're muted.
You're muted.
Aaron, you retard.
There.
If you say if you say the word retard more than once in an hour and show some nipples, you will get. We just got.
You just said retard twice.
Retard.
Yeah,
Well, we're on Periscope
already.
We're not on YouTube anymore. We got banned.
You know, it's like a veto. You can only do it once.
It says live right now.
I know, but we're live recording to StreamYard and we're live on Periscope. We got banned off of YouTube because they're assholes.
Wait, just because you said retard? And John's nipple.
Nipple.
Well, that's
This is all theory.
Let
Let him know this is all theory.
Yeah, it's all theory, yes.
Well, how did you guys get banned? You weren't exactly, I mean, aside for some foul language occasionally, I wouldn't put you guys.
We got banned, I got an email from
YouTube.
From YouTube. Yep.
YouTube.
We all have to probably go to BitChute, is what I'm thinking.
Well, I have a BitChute account.
Live stream?
Not yet. No.
Live is.
So Periscope.
It says YouTube, High Masculine Geek. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow. Fuck you! On YouTube, your video Masculine Geek number 61 was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. Fuck you and your mothers, and I hope you all die in a car fire.
Somebody was watching us and then hit the report button.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, that's what they say. Your video was flagged. I mean, somebody fucking ratted.
It's possible, yeah.
So, but Periscope has the technology that this is the backup then, because YouTube's
still
going to be gone.
Yeah, well, YouTube can eat a bag of dicks. I'm recording to StreamYard, so I can rip the AVI the original the core files later, and I can post them on our website if I have to. This video will be seen, so YouTube can suck a bag of dicks.
all of the video.
What about, can you record the BitChute can't do live streaming, only Periscope can?
I'm sure within
guys,
the year.
Shut up and let Vince talk.
Thank you. Shut the fuck. I am sure within the year BitChute will get its shit together and be able to stream live. And once that happens, we'll head over to there as well.
What we might as well donate him a couple bucks too. It's only one guy, I hear.
Really?
Yeah, BitChute's only one guy.
Oh shit, that's very impressive.
Yeah, so I'm kind of, and I don't like YouTube at all either.
Hey, Clarey.
Yeah.
This whole
Jesus Christ, I can't look at that part of the screen.
Hang on, wait a minute. I'll make it even worse for you. Hang on.
Here.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got rid of him.
No, hang on.
There's John.
There you go.
Show us the boobies.
That's right. Show it.
Oh,
Aaron,
yeah.
you believe this shit is really happening, or is it all financial scam?
What, YouTube or coronavirus?
Both.
Coronavirus? I think it's happening, but I think we are a country without problems. And I also think this is more of an obscure theory, but there are so many people that have their master's and doctoral degrees in emergency management that they just have. No, I'm being deadly serious. Like,
I know.
this is like Captain Save-A-Ho, where there's actually a damsel in distress, and he's the only guy there, and now he can actually go and save a girl. And this is the first time. Well, maybe not the first time. I mean, I don't know why they didn't do it with H1N or SARS or whatever else. But that is. It is a virus. There's no doubt about it. It is spreading. But the added fuel to the fire is a bunch of these worthless, unemployable fucks with emergency man. And then we have to execute protocol X. Oh, I did my master's
Order
thesis
66.
Order 66. Like, oh, I have value. It's like, no, you're really just making a bad situation worse. So, but I don't know if you guys saw the meme I put together with the chart showing death rates and Leonardo DiCaprio with his fuck off walk. For everybody here, we are at such a low risk of dying. It's no different than the flu. And so I just don't care. I mean, I'm thankful in one regard that traffic is way up. I don't know about you guys, but I think everybody's internet traffic is up because people have nothing else to do but online entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Unless you get throttled by YouTube, I'm throttled.
But you say retard in the same instance that you show nipples, then yeah.
Well, wait, what nipples did you show?
John's.
Well, then they went through and did a review too. So who knows?
Well, they didn't. See, what happened was the algorithm. They don't have enough people to do live reviews. So what they did was they set up the algorithm to pull in certain words. Okay. And one of the words that we said, and I said in particular, is retard.
And did they cite retard as the word?
They didn't. No,
they didn't. Okay. No. Well, you know what? We've always known YouTube has been the bipolar girlfriend. It would last as long as it lasts. That's why I have a backup channel. That's why I'm more than willing to go to BitChute. That's why I have diversified income.
I have a BitChute channel.
Okay.
How do you diversify your income?
Well, you write books. You have rental income. You don't spend less than you make, or you spend less than you make. You have no debt.
And you whore out your asshole.
I whore out my asshole.
When are you planning to actually write a book?
Wait.
When you
hang
do.
on a second. John's saying something.
Oh.
Where are you?
You got someone talking into a pillow shark between his cleavage. We can barely hear. I mean, you guys are making noise. John, what was that?
Where are your rental properties?
I don't have any anymore. I sold my one property so I could go buy my nice little hut in South Dakota.
The one you're going to get built in 2040?
Yeah, at the rate it's going, yes. Yes, the guy, my contact is either in the hospital with SARS or whatever, or this is just your standard construction industry. You know, Tuesday means next month Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting to the point where I'm kind of like, well, maybe I'll just sell my land and rent a place. But no, it's or I just wait. What's that?
How much land did you buy?
I got about 2.5 acres outside of Rapid City.
That's enough.
That's enough. Yep, it's enough. So
you build a house.
We're gonna crash your big house, right?
Nope, building a small house, no more than 2,000 square feet, and that's on the high end. It's going to be more like 1,600 square feet because it's the house I will die in, or the grass hut I'll inevitably build because everyone is super slow on that. But
you got Wi-Fi out there?
What's that?
You gonna get Wi-Fi up there?
No, the Indians are they still control the west side of the state. And I'm going to join the settlers and we're going to fight them all. Yes, they have internet out there.
You got TJ really excited when you were saying you're gonna join the Indians. He's like, think of all the leaves I could get from that.
Oh
boy.
It's Chief Dan.
Yeah. So
John, is there anything you can do with your mic? You're really, really low.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Sucks. I don't know. These goddamn AirPod.
That's better.
You're
closer to the laptop.
Yeah, I think you got stuck in the shark.
You gotta, like, lay on top of it. Hold your bear. Hold your bear so it covers your nipples. There you go. We don't get banned from Periscope.
So out of curiosity, for one malfeasance, one black mark, you are banned from YouTube. The channel's been taken down.
No. Just the episode. And what I'll do is StreamYard. I can download from StreamYard and I'll upload it later.
Okay, but to YouTube or just to your own server where people can.
To both.
Okay. Yeah.
So YouTube can fuck
Donovan
off.
was earlier taken down too. Same thing.
Donovan Sharp?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we got throttled for our last 3 episodes, and I guarantee it's because we have masculine in the title.
I got throttled too.
Yep. Okay.
I got throttled. Richard Cooper's gotten throttled. Charlie's gotten throttled. So Charlie does crypto. So YouTube hates crypto. YouTube hates men, and YouTube hates conservatives.
Apparently, we have to change the title to Simp Geek, and then we're fine.
Cisgendered life
Sissy
dating.
Geek.
You should just do a video, a channel called Strong, Brave, and Amazing. And there you go.
Bold.
Hey, TJ, why are you smiling? What the hell happened?
What do you mean?
Why are you smiling now?
Blowjob.
Yeah. Oh, does that happen?
Yeah.
Reese pay an extra special visit?
From a dude.
What do you mean by that?
The last time you were all unhappy and sad, and now you're smiling.
Dude, the reason is because I've been taking the time, just not being able to go to the gym. I've been dealing with all the knots in my muscles, like lower.
You bought some balls.
Dude, you got Amazon Prime?
No, but what I've been doing is doing stretches and deep tissue massaging of my legs.
Get one of these things. You got one of these?
Let me tell you what that's for.
Yeah. I'm about to say, John, we bat on the other side of the plate here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't know that.
You gotta bring your girls over for that one. Right on the nipples. We're gonna get us banned off Periscope.
No. What I was doing is I've just been doing stretches that I haven't my mobility or flexibility is the best it's been in probably a decade, and it's I just had to do it, and for whatever reason I was putting it off for so long, and so doing good.
Well, I'm glad you look a hell of a lot happier. I mean, you're not the happy as Atham. Nobody could be as happy as Atham, but
well, Cappy, you're the happiest person I've ever met in my life.
I'm the happiest, most pro-human motherfucker you ever.
If Aaron was ever to have be extraordinarily happy for any length of time, his channel would shut down. Aaron thrives off of being a fucking curmudgeon. Come on, that's your shtick.
I wish it was shtick, but I really am that pissed off. Yes.
No, I know you, but that's still your shtick. Your pissed offedness is what you do.
Right. One of the, if not the most important rule, if you want to become a YouTube person or internet person or whatever, or radio or television personality, no, it's not personable. It's be yourself, because otherwise you got to act. Yeah. And I have and that's why I think everybody here is really cool. And why I think a lot of guys in the red pill, it's not going to be a surprise that if any of us ever meet Terrence Pop, he's going to be like, a fucking thing and put on here, Space Ghost. It's he's gonna be himself. And Rollo Tomasi.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You are Aaron. You are. I've met you in person many times. You are you.
Yeah.
So here's Aaron and the gay hand.
Yeah. And naps, masturbation.
It was funny. When Aaron was first coming to visit, I was like, I'm kind of curious what this guy's gonna be like. I walk in, he's wearing the exact. I'm gonna compliment you, dude. I walk in, he's wearing the exact same hat he wears in his videos, and he's behaving exactly the same way, which was kind of weird. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. If you meet Atham, he's like, oh, hey, man. Oh, yeah, oh, no. I just lost my job and I had to postpone my education by 10 years, but it's cool. And let's say it's not any different. And, you know, when you meet John, I guarantee you when I meet John, he's going to be a douche, just like he is on the internet. Could be a flaming homosexual douche. Right?
Just frozen.
Dude, I don't understand. Like, but that's the thing that's crazy is like all these people who are pretending to be somebody they're not. I'm thinking, imagine all the like stress that comes from that. Like, that's what's you know what it's like. That is what it's like to be
someone you're not. Yeah.
Well, that's what it's like to be a Hollywood celebrity who's done a role that everyone loves, but everyone would hate you if they met you in person.
Like Orlando Bloom and Legolas.
Well, no, that's why they got to go sacrifice, you know, Satan. Like, that's why they're all a bunch of Satan worshiping creeps. It's like, you know, like that's the only way they cope with the fact that nobody actually likes.
It's kind of a jump, don't you think, TJ, from person who has to act a certain way in public to, well, that's the obvious reason they're sacrificing goats.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of actors who they're who they are as a person is so removed from who they are loved for the character that they play.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're like, how do you like? I'm trying to think of an example without going too far off.
Johnny Depp and Captain Jack Sparrow.
Are they not the same guy?
No. Johnny Depp is a big pushover. Didn't you hear about that?
Well, I'm also thinking of Chris Evans from played Steve Rogers, Captain America. Like Captain America
he's a real social justice warrior. He's like the opposite of Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how can you play
Captain America would punch the gays right in their face.
Captain America would team up with Hydra to exterminate them.
Yeah. Like, I was in Germany. I can make those concentration camps again. Now we're getting banned off of Periscope.
It's your nipples.
So what does Periscope have? Do you have a Periscope page, like a YouTube page, and people could just watch the videos, or what?
No, well, here, let me say it again. Hang on. Shh. Let me reiterate for Aaron once again. All right, because I know all the naps and the masturbation have ruined your brain cells.
Brain up here. Right.
You ready?
Ready. Right.
We're done. Yeah. I will hit end broadcast.
And
it'll take about 4 seconds for it to stop. And then in about 45 minutes, everything will compile. And then I will download this episode off of StreamYard and upload it back to YouTube and the Masculine Geek website. Okay. And then I'll rip the audio and say, fuck you, YouTube. You can go listen to the audio. And I'll make it into a special. We'll turn this into a marketing thing where it's a special YouTube banned us. Go listen to the band episode. So that's how that's
monetize your enemies. Monetize
of technical marketing online. He just knows how to send articles he wrote from LinkedIn directly to your DMs.
Exactly. Yes.
You know, Tom Woods.
Whole mailbox marketing.
That's right.
Tom Woods has a good motto. He says, "Monetize your enemies."
That too.
So when someone goes after you, for example, some guy was criticizing him. He's like, "Oh, I'm giving off a special discount for my books," and it's his name. Right? Like always come up with reasons to like monetize your enemies. So if anybody ever goes after us, other than YouTube, because it's a bunch of global homo creep.
Well, I'm glad that I don't think they've taken away monetization with YouTube. The only thing it has left now is that it's more or less a central depository for videos. And once people learn, like, oh no, the good shit is off YouTube because it's rated G, and it's not. You'll find it. Yeah. I think
we not for nothing.
My shit gets banned. I help dudes literally not kill themselves and find like better trading jobs. Like I had a guy who was like working for a moving company. We found a shipyard for him to go become a welding apprentice, and he's 23 years old.
Oh, nice.
He went from March he enrolled. In summer, March enrolled in my program. In summer, he enrolled on the shipyard where they pay for your food, They pay
Nice.
for your lounging, and they educate you while they pay you $18 an hour.
That's
then when you're
awesome.
done- and then when
Very
you're
good.
done, you have money in your hands. Guess what? That happened in summer, and he already got his first house because he wants to start a real estate dynasty. And he got proof of income. He got approved for the house, and he has the house now. And he's going to rent it out, and he's going to continue his shit as he learns the wealth. He is 23 years old.
Nice.
Is he in the ground? Because you keep pointing down.
He's
Is
down
that where-
south.
He's,
He's
down,
down
south.
south.
He's in Australia.
He's
Australia,
right here.
mate.
He's pointing. He's behind the screen.
He's down there with the shark.
That's actually him right here. He's in bed with me.
He's inside a bear.
The
Oh,
fucking
my-
bear kills me.
He's in bed with me.
What, John? Are you in Japan now or what?
Yeah, I'm Tokyo.
Okay, but that's your main. That's your main digs.
What's that?
You're at your main house. You don't haul these stuffed animals across the Pacific with you all the time. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're not
I don't-
Wyoming.
I don't have. No, Wyoming was just for Christmas.
Right.
Yeah,
but
that's
and I stay
Aaron.
on
There's
base. I stay
bears
on
take up
base
a
with my brother.
on the plane.
you know what's really cool is if any of you guys go visit TJ in Leavenworth, which none of you will because nobody likes TJ, and I only visit him on charity. But if you go to Leavenworth, they got this big life-size teddy bear sitting on a bench. And I got a picture of it, me just hanging out because TJ was working his real job. And then I was like, no, it's just sitting there. It's a bear. Not everything has to be a penis joke. It's just a simple story. Big stuffed bear. I got a picture of it. I'll send it to you. It's in Leavenworth.
Please do you?
I know exactly which bear he's talking about.
The
There's
bear
an
didn't touch me in
ending
the
to
wrong
my
place.
story.
It was just a very platonic bear.
There was
John?
an ending to my story. There's an ending to my story. So
What is it?
I help that guy get his life sorted out, and then I get in trouble. But in the meantime, Jeffree Star can sit on his bed and teach men how to put as much makeup on their face as possible. And YouTube says that's essential education.
I know, right?
Teaching
That's
men
fine.
to put on makeup and bash straight people. A-okay. Straight guy helping other straight guys. No, thank you.
How do you know your guy was straight? What if he was gay?
No, because he banged a girl because of my
Oh,
thing, too.
okay. All right. Never mind. All right.
Well, he doesn't drink coffee, with his limp wrist.
His gay hand.
So then what who's out of curiosity, who's all under shutdown and lockdown? We gotta go into like double secret probation shutdown here.
Tokyo's
and-
fine.
Is Tokyo cool? They're just hanging out doing whatever.
1,000 cases, nothing shut down except for the fiscal new year in Tokyo starts on April 1st. So
Okay.
So basically,
Yeah.
they pushed the new year ahead, and then that's basically it.
no, they don't know. That's still coming. They just they extended the spring break for the kids, which is typically in March. Because Japanese kids go to school all year, and then they have March off.
Oh,
That's why they're so smart.
yeah. Atham, what's Lake Tahoe like? Is it a ghost town or?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Same with Reno.
Yeah, same with New Jersey.
All the ski resorts are shut down.
What do you
All
do?
the non-essential businesses are closed.
What?
I'm going to be in Las Vegas on the 15th.
The strip is closed.
I don't give a shit. I'm going.
Yep.
Do you want to go for a hike there, John? If I'm out there at the same time, I got some very leisurely hikes we can go on.
Listen, I will out wrestle you and throw you on the ground. I'm very strong. man.
I didn't say anything about wrestling. I just want to know if you want to go for a hike.
I want
Oh,
to see that. Is that like
Yes,
a pay-per-view?
Guy friendly. I want to
Hey,
be
friend.
friendly and
Let's
go for a hike.
Let's go on a hike. Let's go on a grueling hike. You got any like in Beauty and the Beast where
Turtle
they had
Pig.
like all those vines and stuff?
Wait a minute. Hang on. I know I'm going to regret this later, but maybe not. John, what if you and I did like a jujitsu for charity
my
kind of thing?
God.
But
You're
there,
gonna get your ass kicked, Aaron.
I gotta
hear
see
me.
this.
No, hear me out. Hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. But there's no ring. Like it's out in the wilderness. I got my advantage of cardio and spryness on me.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, but we gotta get rules and what we have to like pick and
I'll
turn.
join you. I will
As soon as you
I'll
start
totally join you.
screaming, as soon as you start screaming, I'll let go.
I'll totally join you for that.
We can do it.
What are we looking at, Atham? Raccoon's friend?
That's
Yeah,
right.
someone's asking me what am I smoking.
Oh, I thought you're saying I should fight like Rocket Raccoon or something. You know?
No, so what are you gonna be in Vegas then, Aaron?
I'm not going. The guys, the Rule Zero guys, the seminar, they canceled it. They're going to reschedule that, so I was going to go for that, but now,
come hang out at Hot Dude House. We got a whole place.
I'll be out there.
Where's the Dude House? What?
So the Hot Dude House is in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And then you're doing the Hot Dude Con. I'll be out there for that.
So I'm going to Vegas, then I'm going to Dallas, then I'm going to Orlando.
Well, when is this? When are people going to Vegas?
I'll be there April 15th.
Oh, you're still going?
Yeah, unless Japan locks me down.
Okay. I might be out there, but it probably won't be until May or June. I might head out there again. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of it.
You want to go hiking in June in Vegas?
Well, no, I don't know. Well, there's a couple places, some of the canyons, because they're shaded. They're not that bad.
I'm gonna go hang out with Rolo. You should just come out in April. Me, you, and Rolo.
Nobody can hang out with Rolo. He's like a 9 or a 10 female who just stands you up. He says, "Yes, I'll show up, Aaron," and then like the little privileged white bitch from the suburb that he is, he then stands you up twice.
And Cappy, you're like the son who just will never ever stop complaining about it.
Jonathan, good luck with that. We live in the same town, and I cannot meet the guy to sign my book.
Yeah,
he's always busy.
Atham's like 500 yards from him practically. So
500 yards.
500
yards in the bads.
Wait, Atham, you live in Reno?
I live in Truckee, which is 30 minutes away from Reno. That's where I go to school, Nevada.
Yeah,
baby.
look it up.
Oh well, hey, when I go to Vegas, you got to hit me up.
I will. Yeah, it's very close to.
Very close.
7 hours, man. It's So what?
I've never been to Vegas, so I don't know anything. All I know is I know a girl where she's gonna meet me, and I know there's a dispensary somewhere. That's
what town did you give you like a neighborhood?
Aaron, do you want to explain this?
Taylor Swift.
What? How long did you have to go to get that screenshot there, Vince?
TJ found it for me.
Oh, a little board up there. A little board up there.
Somebody needs to find a huge dick.
Oh, God. All right, TJ, fine. What, you think I have shit to do with this lockdown? You think this brain is spread across 50 different projects right now? My taxes are done. The book is done. I can focus like the fucking Death Star now. Oh my God. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. That's the funniest thing I've seen in a while.
Wait. All right, TJ, lead me through the thought process on this one. Well, I've taken my morning shit and I've had my coffee.
Dude, I wrote for the video.
I wrote for the 10th Amendment Center and I've jerked off to my kitty porn. What should I do with my time now? I know. Let's find a really gay / tortured look of Aaron.
Dude, I was watching your YouTube live stream and you're going, bah! And I'm like just howling. And I got people around me like, what is so freaking funny? I was like, my buddy of mine is doing this. What's doing? And I go, no. You're not ready for this guy.
Photoshop, here I come.
John's over there recording this.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, shit.
I wish I could show you what I got on here.
Oh my gosh, that was the funniest.
Okay.
Funniest.
I can text it to you.
No, I gotta say that was probably Aaron's
Text it over
best
or DM it over.
Doing it right now.
All right.
I'm sorry, TJ. I didn't get you in the latest Fox News screenshot. Do you know?
That was genuinely one of the funniest things you've ever done. I was just howling.
What idiot on mountain drinks coffee, or
Funny.
or the one I did today?
The one where you were just making sounds like a sheep. You're like, bah.
Oh, the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you think I was talking about?
I thought the screenshots of you
No,
on
that
Fox News.
I haven't gotten it yet, John.
No, I haven't gotten to that. No, like when you were
I
doing
really hope I
the
sent it to you.
college.
Wait, where did you send it? Send it to the Twitter.
No, I sent it. Oh, you want Twitter? I sent it to Telegram.
No, send it to Twitter. I don't have Telegram on my PC.
Are you guys on Twitter?
Yeah. What are you talking? What are you retarded?
I know you're on. Are you on there right now?
Yes.
Have it pulled
Are
up.
you
We're on
retarded?
Twitter.
Are
You
on that
retarded?
Facebook
How they
website?
say in Boston? Retarded?
Go take a look at the redhead I posted. That's the only model I follow on Instagram. And I don't know. Her name's Austin something.
Dude, you got to go to the Great One himself's website. He posts cute redheads.
Nah,
all
I'm
the
not
time.
into that college girl volleyball tight pants thing. I'm just not into that.
Yeah,
What
he
is-
posts.
Oh,
Where?
black girls?
Bacon's got some hot chicks. Bacon Maldito.
He does, yeah.
He's got some good-looking
Where
gals.
did you post this chick at?
Yeah,
Go to
well,
my feed and look for Fox News, one of those fake things where like you were Dennis the Canis Melanio on CNN.
What?
That redheaded chick?
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
I'm just saying the screenshot's funny, but that model is a good-looking gal.
Dude, can we play that clip of Aaron?
That one?
Oh yeah, pull it up. Oh yeah.
Her?
Yeah, yes, her. The only good-looking person on that entire screenshot. Actually, the entire screen, because none of us are
It would
good-looking.
be fantastic for some breast bondage. Absolutely.
See, I got this weird thing about foreheads. It's got too much forehead for me.
She does have a large forehead.
Well, that-
Right, let me-
yeah.
hang on. So let me go over to
I want to land a
Dude,
helicopter.
the Great One himself, like no matter what Aaron says, he posts some cute photos of redheads. Like
They're cute, yeah.
they're
But
not in college. That's
kind
not
of
true.
college. They're all kind of young. now.
That's not
Vince-
true. Not
Vince
true.
Here,
Not true.
Oh no, Vince! No, Vince! That's
What is that?
Vince, what are you doing?
Vince, that has nudity.
I don't care. It's on Periscope.
Oh.
God.
Right now, you're eye raping everybody over there, Clark Griswold. I mean, what do you care about?
Would you like some 8-year-old milk?
No. And you got your waifu bear and your waifu shark
You want me-
or whatever.
John, you want me to go ahead and share this?
Yeah. Show them what's up in Japan.
Ruh-roh.
Hang on. What the fuck? Hang on. Let me. How do I get? This is not all right. No, it's not coming out of the.
Oh, hey Vince, you got some of that artist guy's the pictures in the back.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What artist guy?
Your pulp covers behind you. The artwork is kind of.
That
Oh
is.
no, that's something else. I can't.
The
see.
other side on the left side.
That
to
is
your,
my
to your
book.
right. To your
That
right.
is what TJ got me for my
Oh.
birthday.
TJ is very nice.
He was. It was very.
What did I get you for your birthday?
You didn't get me shit, motherfucker.
That's right, motherfucker. I didn't get you shit.
Hey, you can't get it,
What?
Vince. You can't post it.
The video I cannot. It's not. Hang on. Wait a minute. No way. I can. Hang on. Yeah. No, I can.
This is top quality.
Let me go ahead and share the screen here. Hang on. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Hey,
Misaki
Wow.
Saki.
are you
Hello.
sharing the audio? You're sharing the audio.
She looks like my Taiwanese ex.
What is she? Why is this girl dancing? Just because she's like a little Instagram model or something?
There.
Insta thought.
No, you have to share when you press the share button. I don't think you click share audio. You have to cancel it. Here, I can do it.
Is she doing like hand signals, like
She's doing
sign
the-
language?
Here, I
Macarena?
can do it. I can do it. Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out why we're watching this, John. Just because it's a hot Japanese girl dancing?
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what. Okay. Well,
Right up
Yeah.
my alley. Nothing
There you
wrong with it.
I know, right?
Oh, I can't share. Can you not share audio? There you go. It's there. If you press plus on the bottom.
All right.
Just press on the bottom, please, eh?
whoa.
Oh, what the hell is
What
that?
are you doing, dude? There you go. Let her rip. You forgot the audio. You have to redo it again.
Man, you got to redo it again.
You have to go ahead and cancel out and redo the audio. Check the box.
But, oh, there was no box to check. Maybe you can only check the box.
No, it's got to be you.
I'd rather read an article by TJ than watch you guys try and get this damn thing off the ground right now.
You'd much rather watch an article by me. See,
you better sexy girls on the
Rob, how is Utah over there? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good?
Other than pissed off at the world, I'm good.
What, are you more pissed off than normal, or is there something specific?
Yes. Well, it's over the idiots and the isms, and it's all the shit that you hate, Cappy, times 10.
Wow, you're that bad of a mood?
Yeah, I'm ready to start nuking shit. So yeah,
and especially when you got that awesome earthquake in your backyard that you had all that stuff. You went from the high of that. Now you're a Cappy pissed off level.
I'm ready to seriously, like, for real, start burning shit. Wow. So
how big was the earthquake?
It was a 5.7.
We have a 5.0 in Carson City.
Nice.
Really?
Yep. Like 2 days ago.
What? You still got your job there, Rob?
Oh yeah, for now.
Okay. Well,
half the workforce got laid off, but I managed to dodge that, so I still have a job.
Well, that's kind of good.
Yeah, that pays the bills.
And then
I'm waiting for my $1,200 stimulus check. That's what I want.
Give me my Corona cash.
Give me my money.
Corona cash.
Well, you guys, I got to listen to that podcast, but you and Vince were on the show. You've had a bunch of gals reach out to you, kind of like, "Hey, Rob, what's up?" Was that happening in Salt Lake?
No, hell no. It's dead as a fucking clam out here, man. That's the thing. Well, it is. You know, they're not moving. It's not doing shit out here right now. When I see these guys talking about all the girls coming out of the woodwork and hey, and oh, my Christmas was good and all that, part of me is like, well, if these guys are true, then there's more activity in other parts of the country than here. But then part of me thinks, you fuckers are all full of shit. You're making this shit up because it's still pre-corona time out here still, as far as the women go.
Corona.
Oh, I thought you had some gals reach out to you.
Oh no, I haven't had none of that. I got off all the dating apps and all that shit, and I've been too busy doing other shit to worry about women.
But it's not. It's more like, what do I do? They just want reassurance.
Yeah.
Gabby, you gotta come on the new. Basically, it's the crypto version of Rule Zero. We call it Moon Gang, and we need people who have like economic backgrounds on there.
Yeah, I could come in. Yeah, I've actually studied. I own and study cryptocurrency. Yeah, I could. Just invite me. I have a very open schedule. So
it's on a Sunday night, and it's from your fellow Minnesotan who's heading the whole thing up. So
well, Aaron has the little known curmudgeon coin.
Yeah, curmudgeon coin.
Curmudgeon coin.
How do we send you an invite?
Well, just email me or hit me up on Twitter and say hey, and don't do this shit. What are you doing 8 weeks from now? I won't. Just hit me up a day or two before, like, hey, you around? I'll be like, yeah, I am, and then there you go.
You gotta follow me back.
Didn't I follow you on Twitter?
No, I have a secret account.
What's your handle? Big fat gay guy who likes stuffed animals?
Yes, with a 34 at the end.
Did you follow me?
69.
I don't know. Is it Aaron Clarey?
Yeah, Aaron Clarey. Did you follow me or no?
Is it AARON?
Yeah, AARON.
Captain Capitalism, yeah.
Space?
Hang on, let me see. Underscore Aaron _ Clarey.
It's Aaron _ Clarey, yeah. He's got this like gay shot of him with poles in his hand.
Okay. Okay, Clarey, there you go. Followed. I'm gonna send you a message.
Where do I follow? Where are those people? Notifications. Gorilla, yeah. That one? Just
yeah.
Okay. All right, I followed you back. Oh yeah, here it is with the girl. Okay. Yeah, just send me an invite, set me up.
Yeah, you should come on dude party too. We do dude party.
Is that in Vegas?
No, Dude Party's the show after Rule Zero. It's my show.
Oh, how long does that go?
We typically go for 2 hours. We don't have to stay the whole time.
No, but how late in the evening does it go?
Like 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern. Oh, I can make that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. Don't send me an invite. Don't I get the email like, hey, accept, potential maybe, or decline. Just shoot me the time and day.
Shut up, Aaron.
What?
You're talking too much.
Oh, right.
Jesus Christ!
I'll send you one now. It's Saturday.
Why is it dark in your room, John?
I turned off the lights, you dork.
Why did you turn off the lights? What are you doing in the dark?
I'm ferociously masturbating because Aaron Clarey's here now.
That actually makes sense.
That's disgusting, you perverts.
Disgusting and perverted, but it makes sense.
I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna put it on my cereal and eat it. It's fine.
You should. It's good protein in the morning.
Good night, folks.
Good much.
So what's Atham doing in the chat room here?
Atham left. No, here he is.
Oh, no, he's right there. What are you up to, Atham? You guys have a specific race in mind. What are you doing?
Talking sweet Neri.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about what you got going on here in the private chat. What?
Oh, that. Oh, no, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Tra la la.
Nothing.
Don't worry, you'll find out soon.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
God, here we go.
All right, fellas. Well, I'm going to get going. So thanks for having me on. But it's past my bedtime. I got to watch Andy Griffith.
You got to go take a nap. God,
Hey, did your wife say it's okay for you to watch that show?
She insists I watch the show.
She does.
As long as she gives you permission.
Yes, and kneel at her feet.
I got permission from Massa girlfriend to go and watch the Andy Griffith show. Yes.
She runs the show? She's on the show in the house?
She does. She's always run the show. You should have seen him down at Village by the Sea. It was every fucking 15 minutes he was calling her.
Oh my God.
He would try to
charlatan.
I know, right? He would try to go ahead and pretend he owned the frame by saying, "I love my girlfriend." Ever.
Do I talk that much? Do I really talk that much?
The first thing you did after waking up from a 4-hour nap and talking to your girlfriend was you. Here's what you would do, Aaron. Here's what you would do. Let me show you.
Yeah.
You would come up to the island and you would stand like this.
Because my kidney insides were hurting, yes.
Like that. You give us the gay hand.
You'd call us names and say we're a bunch of homos.
Because I had a cancer scare.
And then you're calling us, you're insulting us and calling us homos while you're pouring 2 fingers of crack and rum. And then you're like, oh, I'll be back. I was thinking I was going
to die. I got $6,000 in medical bills.
Again.
You guys think I'm
Aaron?
Wow. Okay. All right.
Smallest violin.
Hey,
you know what I'm looking for?
You know what we can do? Let's make it up for Aaron. Let's buy him a ticket to Italy since he's wanted to go there. Just get him a cheap ticket, send him there.
There you go. You can come with the Italy by the Sea trip next year.
So no, I don't talk too much. You guys just don't like it that I didn't die of cancer, apparently. Or I stood like this.
I'm very glad you didn't die of cancer.
Thank you. I don't know who else you would pick on. I can't wait till you guys. We're all old in the nursing home. I just want to be in the same nursing home with you guys. That's all I ask for.
Aaron Aaron Clarey.
Oh, boys, I remember the good old days.
TJ will be like, I'm about to die. That's what I told you when I was younger. You didn't listen to me. Now I'm going to laugh at you because your side hurts.
Aaron, you do realize that you, myself, and probably Rob will die before TJ.
Yes.
Yes, we need to leave him. We need to
Unless the commies get TJ first.
That's true.
I'll kill.
Not
TJ,
in my
don't worry.
area.
I'll kill TJ. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
my
let you-
area, the commies are gonna get it first.
I will let you guys go.
All right.
I'll keep you updated about Andy Griffith and see if he gets out of whatever chicanery he is.
Aaron, just remember, when you cough, that doesn't mean you have cancer.
But you might have COVID.
That's right. Yeah,
gonna...
the Chinese bat soup cancer.
Wow. Okay. All right. I
Get out of here, you.
See you, assholes.
Aaron.
That's right.
Oh god, this is good. This is actually going to be a good marketing technique. The lost episode.
Yeah. It's like King Kong, the lost scene. You know.
That's right.
Dude, we gotta do an episode on that.
Vince, you gotta do. Are you gonna promote the body language?
You never sent me a fucking affiliate.
No,
link.
he DM'd me though. Hey, do you wanna do this again? And I'm like,
Yeah, I
what the
forgot.
fuck is he talking about?
I know.
I
John,
meant to send it to you.
John, you asked me like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, sure. You're like, okay, and then they're like,
Yeah. I gotta get the link.
you
I
son
gotta-
of a bitch.
I gotta send the link to you.
Send me the link, you big dick.
I gotta make it.
Oh, jeez.
How many are on your email list?
Like 80.
All right, that's good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
We don't really promote it that much. We do have like a when you come to the site for the first time, we do have a page like that comes
Yeah.
down there. You know,
Do you give them anything?
we give them this?
That's why I don't think it's on your list.
I know, right? We need to give them something free. I'm actually thinking both TJ and I have
Give them a book. Tell them how to use this to make her come.
yes.
Now you're getting
Actually, I should do it. What I should do is, I have a few small videos that I could link people to. Rob has seen them. He knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That would sign people up, wouldn't it, Rob?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Yep.
Atham looks like he's asleep.
No, I'm looking at this app, Periscope.
I am so
Atham.
tired.
Atham, so you're gonna be in Las Vegas for sure?
You said, hold on, next month,
April-
right?
April 15th.
Let me put it in my calendar.
Tax day.
Yeah.
The old
I mean-
tax day.
My school is closed for the year, so might as well.
There you
Let's
go.
go do something crazy.
I'm game.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, I'll hit you up. I'll text you my phone number.
Can we go in a
And,
cave and and swim?
Where?
Can we go in a cave and swim or what?
Just don't show your nipples.
It's not safe to swim in these places that I know. There's this bacteria that eats your brain. I mean, you can swim, just don't put your face in the water.
It goes up your dick hole.
All right, fuck that. The brain I would sacrifice, but not the dick.
Not the dick hole.
No, I think it's safe. Yeah.
The dick is safe.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, we'll do something, man.
And when is the hot dude con?
Well, it's pretty much the entire trip.
It's in May, right? Though.
That's Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there for that.
Hell yeah.
Nope, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be damn good.
That's right.
Are you ready to do another BDSM demo?
Of course.
Okay, can you do it in April?
Yeah.
Can you set her on fire? And then beat her with a broom to turn
There you
her
go.
off.
I was thinking of some kind of spread eagle type, teaching guys how to spank properly as well.
Yeah, hell yeah. You
Spanking.
can go to Disney hopefully when you're in town.
Sure.
You've been to Disney Star Wars?
I have not, no, but I'll be there all Saturday, so I have free time.
I'll hold your hand in the park.
Oh, that'll be awesome. As long as you show your nipples, we're fine.
Yeah, they're
That's
coming
right.
out. No, I'm doing the hot dude tour across America. I'm trying to meet everyone. I'm trying to meet Rolo. I'm trying to
That'll
meet
be
as many
fun.
people as possible.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Be good. All right, gentlemen, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. So I want to say one more time that YouTube is retarded and you go fuck yourself. That's ridiculous.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Susan Wazinski. Fuck you, you whore. Fucking cunt.
Oh, you Kuntahantas. There you go. Athens really got it going over there. So, all right, John, what do you have going on with your body language mastery course? What do you got? You want to go and plug?
I got body language mastery opening tomorrow morning on March 26th after my show. If you want to get on the waiting list, go to modernlifedating.com/body language. Click on the link. You get access to 90 plus hours of red pill content. You get access to this entire year. We do 4 segments of training. There are 3 weeks apiece. So quarter 1, 3 weeks, quarter 2, 3 weeks, quarter 3, 3 weeks, quarter 4, 3 weeks of training and webinars where you get to come in there and ask questions to all guys like us on the panel. And we help you out with doing making money, make muscles, learn game, get some opportunities in your life. We're turning people's lives around. BDSM, fat loss, weight loss, the whole 9 yards. We can help you out with that.
Cool.
And that's what we're bringing to the table.
Cool.
Sign up.
That's right. Now, TJ, where can we find you?
You can find me at TJ Martinell, Martinell.com.
There you go. Atham, where can we find you?
Look it up.
Atham Aldequa in Instagram.
There you go. Look that up.
Look it up.
That's right. Rob?
RobSays.net.
There you go. And you can find me on masculinegeek.com, masculinegeek1 on Twitter. We have a SoundCloud page as well, which I will also rip this audio and throw that up there, and I will tweet that out and let everyone know. I will also post this video back upon YouTube after it compiles, and also rip the audio and throw it on SoundCloud so YouTube can eat a bag of dicks. There you go.
Bag of dicks.
All right, everyone. That's right.
Okay, YouTube.
That's right. Eat a bag of dicks, and we'll see you next round.